Hello everyone, so last week I showed the new corals that I got, and this week I will be adding them into my tank. Now I apologize in advance, some of the footage mounting the corals somehow got lost. I don't know what happened, but... So step one, I am just going to dip the corals. And then after I dip the corals, I'm going to take a brush and just brush over the frag plugs just to really make sure everything is off of those, because I cut the quarantine just a little shorter than I would have liked because my quarantine tank crashed, and that's why they were in the bucket, and the bucket was having some ammonia spikes, and I just didn't want to risk damaging them, so I cut the quarantine a little short. Okay, my cat just jumped up on here. So I cut the quarantine a little short and added them into the tank. Now I highly recommend just sticking through your quarantine though. And instead of doing a drip acclimation, I just added water slowly to the cup they're in. For this I'm preparing the coral, and I'm using the Instant Ocean epoxy, and I'm sandwiching that in between super glue because I've found that to be the best method for holding things up, because one of these alone just doesn't seem to do as good of a job as both of them together. And now, just while I show this clip, I just wanted to mention that one of these symposiums, the one closest to the back tank wall, is really struggling right now. It's just really dealing with some slime issues, and I don't know if that one's going to make it. The other one seems to be adjusting pretty well, and the Duncan's doing really well. But that one symposium, I don't know if it's going to make it, so we'll just have to see what happens in the coming weeks. Now I got to make sure these hermit crabs don't go to war. So overall, I did cut a lot of corners doing this, and I wouldn't recommend cutting so many corners, but I did, so I got my fingers crossed that I took out all the precautions that I can take. And these water puppies just always want to see what I'm doing, so gotta stop and give them some attention. And then I got one final clean to do, get that glass wiped. And there are some birds just absolutely throwing a fit outside. I better check to make sure there's no hawk out there. Always chase the hawks away. Oh wow, they're really going crazy. So this tank is going through a massive ugly stage right now. I've got a massive cyanobacteria bloom right now, but I'm just going to let it do its thing and go through it. I'm not going to attempt to remove it with like chemicline or anything. I'm just going to let it go through its cycle and balance itself out. It's still a pretty young tank. Let's see, when did I set this up? I think I set this up in May. I think it was May, somewhere around there. So it's still a very young tank, and saltwater seems to take a bit longer to break in than freshwater, so. But we're just gonna keep an eye on things, and here my camera really messed up. I don't know what that was. Probably should have cut that out of the video. But anyways, now we just enjoy and observe and make sure nothing bad happens from adding them in so early. Now in this clip, the lights had gone out for the night and I turned them on, so the corals are waking up with the light being turned back on, so they're a little bit limp because they were going to sleep. And I just love watching these little guys scoot around the tank. It's crazy how when you turn the light on at night, it's like a totally different system. All these guys come out and play, and just everybody's just on the town. So that's something fun about turning your light on at night and checking out how different things are with the nocturnal beings. And this is a very oversaturated blue, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of the fluorescence. You can barely see it on the symposium, but it is there. And the Duncan just looks striking in this, even though it's very oversaturated. But yep, that'll be a wrap on this, so good luck in all of your tanks, and I will see you next week with another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.